I'm just going to call in some grounding energy to get started by rubbing the hands together. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne, and I'm so happy to have you in this space. We're going to do a little bit of EFT tapping on what's alive for us here at this moment. And for right now, I'm feeling a little tender. I'm feeling like I could really use some tapping on missed expectations, on disappointments. This is something that happens for all of us, right? So, again, let us begin where you are not getting interrupted. The live stream doesn't seem to be getting dropped. So I'm just going for it. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. My name is Daphne, and thank you for coming to Om Frequency, where we are going to just tap in first by grounding some energy, by rubbing the hands together, and you can close the eyes if that's comfortable. And bringing the hands into the chest. We'll chant 3 rounds of Om. And you can chant along with me or just listen to the resonance of my voice. Om. 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 Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Sat Nam, yogis. You're a yogi now, whether you know it or not. I call my channel Om Frequency because I am, at the heart of it all, a yoga teacher. And while we are not going to be doing any asana today, we are going to do a very grounding practice called emotional freedom technique or tapping. And if you've never done tapping before, that's fine. First timers are welcome. I'm going to teach you the tapping points. I'm going to talk a little bit about the chakra system and the meridian system and kind of give you a little bit of background on the why we do this and why it works and why it's effective. And then we're going to do I'm going to show you the tapping points, and then we're going to do a couple of rounds of tapping on what's alive for us right at this moment. And then we're going to round it out with maybe just a little bit of chat, and close with, of course, more Om, because I love bringing the sound of the vibration of the seed sounds of the chakras into my meditations. And we're going to talk a little bit about the chakra system and the seed sounds attached to each one of the chakras, starting from the root all the way up to the crown and everything in between on the little rainbow chart that I have. And if you're interested in having this for yourself, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to provide this as a PDF for anyone who would like to practice on your own, because ultimately that's what these videos are for, is to give you tools that you can carry into your day-to-day life. And of course, come back to these videos for guidance or for inspiration, but so that you have this tapping tool to take with you when you need it. So what is tapping? Why do we do it? And then how do we do it, obviously? So tapping, also called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. So this is a method of tapping on pressure points on the face and the body, very gently, very lightly, with the fingertips while repeating a grounding phrase. These pressure points, starting at the top of the head, then the eyebrow point, side of the eye, under the nose, under the chin, on the collarbones, and on the side of the body, all follow the meridian points of the Chinese traditional medicine. And this is important because it also, some of these points also relate to the chakra system and how and where those points are. So, for example, tapping on the collarbones can also be tapping on the chest, which is where the heart chakra is, and where a lot of us carry a lot of wounding, right? Because we deal with having being human and having relationships as a human. We carry hearts, we carry grief, we carry hurts that happen in our lives. We carry grief from loved ones that we've lost, or disappointments, missed opportunities, et cetera, et cetera, right? And so a lot of heart work is needed by everyone who, just because we are living the human condition, right? And and I'm going to go through these tapping points slower. So don't worry if you didn't catch them the first time through. I'm going to go through them more slowly, but I'm just kind of giving a little bit of an overview of what the tapping points are and why they work. So you've probably heard of acupuncture. We're not doing any of that today. That involves needles. If you want acupuncture, go see a trained professional. We're talking about something similar, though, called acupressure, which is just using the fingertips to gently apply pressure on these sensitive points on the face and on the body that can help align and regulate energy flow from the core to the crown, and help us to regain some balance. Now, if you've ever done Qigong, you'll notice a couple of the tapping points are similar to Qigong. And when we finish, we do this brushing of the energy off. And that is also something that I've incorporated into this from Qigong. So I call what I offer here acu-tapping. So it is a modified version of traditional EFT. And the way that it's delivered here in this fashion over video is a little bit differently than it would be delivered either in person, face to face over video in a one-to-one. When I'm working with my clients one-to-one, I'm able to meet them with what their needs are in the moment. So what they want to tap on, what's alive for them right now that they want to bring in this practice to help regulate. Since we're doing it in this fashion, in a group fashion, and you can see me, but I can't see you, we're going to keep it pretty general. We're going to keep it to a topic that really relates to where a lot of people find themselves on a regular basis, because, again, the human condition of disappointments or missed expectations, or um, just difficult decisions, uncertainty. These are some of the core topics that we can tap around in these sessions. And like I said, I want to keep the language pretty general. So to just get you used to it, get you familiar with it, and hopefully bring a little relief and nervous system grounding to you in this short practice. So to begin, we start by tapping on the side of the hand. This is where we start this is the starting tapping point where we do the setup statement, as we call it. So we'll come up with a statement that speaks to what we want to bring this energy into. And so my setup statement for tonight, that I thought would be something very general, that would be something that I personally experienced recently, and maybe you have also, is even though I feel disappointed and a little bit unsettled right now, I'm open to offering myself some kindness. Even though this didn't go the way I expected, I am here with myself right now. And so for the setup statement, that's all we have to do. Something simple around what it is, naming the emotion that's present that we want to bring in regulation for. Then we work through the tapping points, starting at the top of the head. And if you hear a little bit of cries from my little cat, um, she's at the door and she wants to come in, but she can wait. Tapping on the top of the head is the first tapping point. And we tap on the eyebrow point. Now, this is the brow bone. And just bring in long, slow breaths. Now, you can tap fast or slow. You can tap one at a time or in tandem. You can tap one handed. You can do this laying down. You can do this while standing in line at the grocery store. The next tapping point is on the side of the eye. When we say side of the eye, what we really mean is right here next to the hairline. Okay? So tapping next to the hairline. And we're just going to go through these tapping points, just silent tapping this first time, letting you get a little more used to the tapping process. Oh my goodness, that little kitty, she sounds so sad. I'm going to have to get up and let her in after this next round. And the next point is tapping on the cheekbones. And it's, we say under the eye, but really it's we're making contact with the cheekbone. And you'll notice that everywhere that we are doing the tapping on the head and face, it's where the skin is relatively thin and where our fingertips are making contact with the bone. That's the acupressure part of it. The next tapping point is under the nose. It's actually the point between the lip and the nose. So you'll notice that where your fingertips are making contact with is the front teeth. And then under the chin, on the chin point, also not on the actual chin point, but the cleft right between the lip and the chin. So kind of making contact right with the gum line on the lower teeth. And again, just keep long, slow breaths. The next tapping point is the collarbones. And again, you can do it one-handed. You can do it tapping on the center of the chest, on the breastbone. And then the last point is the side of the body. And I say it's like the lower ribs. And for me, what I relate it to is it's like patting a baby's back. Pat, 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 pat. With the side of your hand, just your whole hand there. Pat, pat, pat. And just to balance it out, Qigong style, we do the opposite side. And you might need a yawn, and that means your nervous system is down regulating. And then you can also end by just wiping the hair and then wiping the arm from the shoulder down to the hand, wiping off any excess energy. And that is one round of tapping. Now, I'm going to go let that whiny cat in, and I'm going to ask you to take a drink of water right now. Okay, baby. Come on in. Okay. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and eat that. You're going to eat. That's all the treats you get. All right. Thanks, everybody. So that was a very human moment. And Let me know how that landed. Let me know in the chat. Drop a little emoji of a cat. If you are still with me, we're going to get started doing the next round of tapping. We're going to bring in a little bit of yogic breathing. Easy, you don't need to know yoga. And we call it cyclical sighing. So start by just planting your feet on the floor, or if you're laying down, noticing the surface supporting you. Notice the floor beneath your feet, or notice the seat supporting you, the surface that you're on supporting you. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and take a long, deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. And then another one. And again, you'll notice that you'll yawn a lot through this process, and that's okay. We're culturally sensitized to not yawn in front of other people. But let me tell you, when we're doing tapping, yawning happens and it is welcome. So let's start by tapping on the side of the hand, and we'll work through that setup statement again. But first, we're going to bring in a couple of rounds of cyclical sighing. So cyclical sighing is inhaling 2 sips of air through the nose and exhaling like you're blowing through a straw, pursing the lips, blowing out long and slow. And let's do 2 more. 2 sips of air in and blow like you're blowing through a straw, long and slow. And you can tap on the side of the hand while you do that. And once more, 2 sips of air through the nose. And then blow long and slow like you're blowing through a straw. So bringing in that setup statement again. Even though I feel disappointed and a little bit unsettled right now, I'm open to offering myself some kindness. Even though this didn't go the way I expected, I'm here with myself now. And even though I'm feeling a little bit of uncertainty about what might happen next, I'm willing to be present with myself right now. I'm willing to be aware of my surroundings right now and notice the safety in this moment. And then typically, as we bring in the next tapping points, we bring in a phrase around that tapping, that setup statement. So this disappointment. This disappointment. And you can follow along with me or just listen to the sound of my voice. Tapping on the side of the eye. Plans falling through. Didn't go the way I expected. I'm tapping under the eye, right here on the cheekbone. Tapping under the nose. This disappointment. I'm still feeling disappointed. It didn't go the way I planned. Feeling disappointment. And I'm feeling uncertain about the future. Plans falling through. Tapping on the collarbones. Sometimes things just don't go as planned, and that's okay. And even if I'm not okay with it right now, it's still okay. Tapping on the side of the body. I'm okay. At the other side, I am safe in this moment. And then wiping hair, wiping the arms. And that is one full round of tapping. Let me know how that landed with you. The next round, we're going to bring in some more positive phrases about what we would like our internal state to feel like. But one of the reasons why EFT is effective is that we don't go straight into tapping on affirmations. Some tapping is done that. You may see some other practitioners here or other places doing tapping where they tap on affirmations, and it has its place and validity. But this for this practice, we're tapping on if there is an uncomfortable or perhaps unpleasant emotion that we are experiencing. We're calling it for what it is. We're not spiritually bypassing it. And a lot of times, how this is effective with EFT is it's naming it, and it takes away some of its power. So let's do another round if you're ready. Even though I'm feeling this disappointment, things didn't turn out the way I planned. Even though those plans, they fell through and it went a little sideways. I'm safe in this moment. I trust that everything is working for my highest good. And I deeply and completely accept myself and accept my feelings. And you can, if saying I deeply and completely accept myself doesn't land for you, let's soften it and say, even though I'm feeling this disappointment and it can feel really heavy, my plans fell through. Things didn't turn out the way I planned. I am whole. I am safe. And that's just where I'm at right now. Let's tap on the top of the head. This disappointment. It didn't turn out the way I planned. I'm feeling disappointed. And that's okay. I'm safe. I am resourced. I am still safe in this moment. Tapping on the side of the eye, this disappointment. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Tapping under the eye. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to name my feelings. And that's just where I'm at right now. This disappointment. This disappointment. It's just where I'm at right now. Tapping on the collarbone. Things didn't turn out the way I planned. And it's okay to be sad. I'm safe in this moment. I'm safe in my body. And I'm trusting that everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for my highest good. And I'm okay right now. Tapping on the side of the body. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed when plans don't work out. And I'm okay. I'm safe in my body. I'm safe in this moment. And let's just end that with just wiping off any excess energy. Maybe yawning if you need to, wiping from the shoulder all the way down to the hand on both sides, shaking off any excess energy, maybe patting the hands on the lap if you feel like you need to discharge anything extra. And let me know how that's landing with you. I want to bring in one more round of tapping and just focus on what is the positive that we're calling in right now. Now that we have named it, now that we have relaxed the nervous system and we're in a calm state and our inner child feels heard right now. What are we calling in this third round of tapping? I want to say, we're going to say, even though I faced this disappointment and it didn't turn out the way I wanted, I stayed present with myself. I'm present with myself right now. And I'm willing to let go of disappointment. I'm willing to let it be what it is and find joy in this present moment wherever I can. Tapping on the top of the head. Just letting go of what's out of my control. Letting go of any heavy feelings that are out of my control. Tapping on the eyebrow point. Letting go of disappointment. Trusting that everything's always working out for me. And I'm calling in more positive feelings, a better feeling thought. Calling in more childlike joy and less frustration. It's under the eye. Calling in more appreciation and less judgment. Tapping under the nose, letting go of judgment around situations in my life, around circumstances I can't control. And I'm choosing to focus on the things that are within my control. What I think, how I choose to speak, the words that come out of my mouth, the vibration that I choose to put out into the world and into my immediate space. Tapping on the collarbones here. Just letting go of this disappointment. Letting go of things that are outside of my control. And focusing on my breath. Focusing on the safety that I feel in my body at this moment. And focusing on the things that are within my control. Thoughts that I choose to think. The words that I choose to use. And the vibration I choose to carry forward into the next moment. Ooh, so that was a lot of heavy letting go. Just wipe off those excess emotions. Ooh, and just come land in this. So you can see the lights becoming dim here. It's getting to be dark. And I think that it feels appropriate in this moment as we're going to be closing this practice, I encourage you to continue to keep tapping on your own. You don't have to remember the words. You don't have to remember all the tapping points. You don't have to do them in any particular order. If you want to watch this video again and tap along with me again, you can. If you want to just remember, hey, I could tap on my chest, maybe when you are, stuck in traffic, maybe just tapping on the side of the hand. Any of these points are really supportive. And just you can just bring in a simple phrase like, I'm safe. I'm safe in my body. And I have a song that I'd like to sing, a song that I sing to myself sometimes when I tap to soothe myself. And if you'd like to sing along with me, you can, if you know the words. It is safe to be here. It is safe in my body. I am safe to be here. I am safe in my body. It is safe. It is safe. It is safe to be here. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe to be here. I hope that was relaxing, refreshing, and resourcing for you. And I'd love to hear your reflections in the comments. Please let me know if you'd like to see more content like this, if this was helpful for you. And I look forward to talking with you again soon. Take care. Aloha.